joining us live in the studio, Richard Wafula. He's a counselling psychologist at Amani Counselling Center and Training Institute. Richard, good to see you. Karibu sana.
Thank you, Jeff and Nick.
How are you doing?
It's a pleasure. I'm doing well.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's always a good opportunity to talk about mental health.
Because we don't talk enough about it, right?
Yes, we don't talk enough about it.
Why not?
Yeah, because there's stigma around it. So people look at you as a Madare candidate. But we speak less about it because what will people think about me? What will people say when they realize that I'm actually going through or I'm breaking down? And that is why then we are witnessing and we are seeing, a number of cases of people attempting and succeeding of dying of suicide because they get helpless, hopeless, and yet they could reach out to be able to just, talk to someone and be able to resolve.
Do you think that maybe it's the medical field who should try and make this information more palatable so that the stigma can go down? Because you see, like for regular people, they just know this is the information we have about mental health. But the people, the professionals about it, are not also presenting it in a way that it's palatable to the normal mananchi.
Yeah, I agree with you somehow. But again, mental health starts with me, starts with you. I mean, before it gets to even the professional to actually give this information. Because it is you to acknowledge that I'm not okay. And that is the beginning point of healing and dealing with the issues that you're carrying. But yes, we need as professionals to be able to continue giving more information and be able to demystify what then mental health means so that then people can, accept it, that it is one intervention, it is one way of actually just dealing with the issues that we carry, which, of course, as professionals, we say it is okay not to be okay at times.
Yeah, but see, if someone is having mental issues, they won't really know it until it gets to an extreme, and it's other people who observe and recommend A, B, C, D.
Yes.
Because you might find in a room of 6, 7, 8, 10 people, maybe 3 are at an extreme level of mental health problems. Someone is at the beginning stage, but until someone really observes and says, boss, are you okay? Then now that person recommends. It's like someone who's obese. He's been obese all his life and you tell him you'll get a heart attack. He'll be like, what are you talking about? My dad was 400 kgs when he died at 90. You get? So what exactly is being done before people...
And that is why, even today, this morning, I'm on show to just be able to talk about the importance of mental health. That is one way of creating an awareness and creating the message outside there that indeed we need to come out as individuals, as a people, as a community, to just be able to be free to talk about mental wellness. This month being Mental Wellness Month, and the theme being movement, moving more together towards mental wellness. Just reminds us of the need for us to be able, even as others observe what is happening. I want to tell you, Nick, if today you feel angry and you don't deal with that anger, it will just remain in you. And you're angry. Even before I tell you, Nick, you're angry, because you are aware of your emotions. So it starts from you being aware of your emotions. I'm angry. I need to deal with this anger. If I don't deal with this anger will deal with me. And that's how, if you don't deal with it progressively, you come to this studio, then Jeff says, hi, Nick, good morning, and say, Jeff, you become very irritable because then that anger was not dealt with. You remained with it. So it begins there, to just being able to acknowledge that this is my emotion, that I'm not at a space where I am normally, and what am I doing with it? But what do? We always push it under the carpet. We always rationalize that, it shall be okay, even when you're not doing anything to be okay. Yeah.
And what other signs are there, Richard?
Yeah.
What other signs?
Yeah, I've already talked about one sign, Jeff, but I'll talk about other signs. Irritability, anger, excessive anger.
Nick is like that every day.
Then we need to do an assessment for Nick. It could be my client. Sleeping. If your sleeping patterns are also interrupted, you are either carrying insomnia or hyposomnia. So you're either not sleeping enough or you're sleeping too much. Progressively, that should be an indication that you're actually carrying.
You have Saturdays mpaka 5 p.m.
But that's my only day off.
It's
my only day off.
The other sign is fatigue. Feeling fatigue, even when there is no really a connection or an activity that would, be related to that fatigue. That could be indicating that you are carrying a mental exhaustion. So it's the mental exhaustion that leads to the physical fatigue. Okay? Others even start to hallucinate.
Hey, that's from my show. Hallucination.
Yeah, Nick, either auditory hallucination. You see, Nick, are you seeing people? Are you seeing people? Are you hearing people?
Come on.
Come
on. It doesn't get that bad.
It gets that bad.
That's like the real towards the end.
You're bangi bana.
Of course, bangi Jeff would, of course, cause some of the. I mean, one of the effects of bang use is hallucination. But also, hallucination is a sign that you could be carrying a mental health challenge. Okay, if you start abusing drugs or alcohol more, abuse, because some people would drown their sorrows into drugs as a way of trying to deal with their mental health distress. And that's why some of these people you are watching outside here are actually into drugs as a way of coping with their mental health distress. Okay. Forgetfulness as well is another sign. I mean, and
so like all the guys who I ask, bro, that guy needs to see you.
That guy is just avoiding. That guy is just avoiding, actually, basically. But if you're also not able to do your daily tasks, coming to work, if you are going to school, if you're not able to concentrate, you lose your concentration very fast. If you start withdrawing from people, or if you start withdrawing from activities that you used to like doing. If you're a soccer lover, you liked watching football, and all of a sudden it does not interest you anymore, and you find yourself many a times just alone. In fact, one of the signs of depression is social withdrawal. So when you start finding yourself alone many a times, then that is a clear manifestation.
Parents also contribute a lot to how people feel about themselves.
Yes.
Like, I don't know if I've told you the story of this one kid. Let me just indulge you. So she got a child with a guy, and you know how men are. Some men. So he's a married man, and so he said, hey, I'm not ready for this kind of responsibilities. We were just having fun. But the unfortunate thing is this kid really looks like the dad. So each and every day, her seeing this kid as he grows was a reminder of that guy and the way he treats her very badly. So she would get angry and take it out on the kid. She would get angry. So I know sometimes people say something like, so she just continued doing this over and over. So long story short, at one point, this kid keeps on wondering, I'm always on the wrong. Maybe I'm making mom unhappy. Maybe I should have not been born. So he started planting this seed in his mind. So when he turned 10, it was his birthday, and of course, mom, I'm Jinga, let's do this. So he just wrote a letter. I think the best gift I can give you is, because I feel like I'm a hindrance to your life and progress, is to give you the peace you deserve. And he killed himself. But you see, a lot of people don't understand that also some parents are the cause from when you were a child. So you've done this for 20 years, you're 25, you're wondering why you're like this as a person. But you see, I feel like a lot of doctors don't explain to people that mom and dad could have been the cause of your mental health.
The rejection that comes from an early age, of course, would actually contribute heavily to your mental health. Because one of the causes of mental health disorders or challenges or distress is unresolved childhood issues. And exactly what you're actually sharing with us this morning, Nick, is that when that child got to that stage, clearly it was because the mother rejected this child, and this was because of the experience they had with the father. So we also need to go back to our early childhood. People are carrying things. Jeff and Nick, people are carrying things.
Everyone.
People are carrying things, man.
No one's perfect.
No one is perfect. No one. No. In fact, if you consider yourself perfect, then you're also a candidate of mental health.
You're in denial.
You're in denial. You.
Okay, who can people reach out to other than institutions like yourselves? Who can people reach out to? Because like men don't like to talk.
Men don't like to talk. Predominantly, we talk about three things:
football,
politics, and women.
Boss.
Men can reach out to fellow men. When we meet as men, we need to get to an understanding and realization that we are also human and we are carrying a lot of things. But the socialization of a man is very different from that of a woman, because then the woman will cry, will share, But for a man, would be very difficult to say what they are going through. So I want to encourage the men listeners here that it starts from you just identifying someone you can talk to and be able to share what you're going through. You could be carrying financial issues, relationship issues, many issues that we carry as men, and we keep it to ourselves. Anything that we bottle up, of course, it will affect us negatively. And that's how, in fact, one of the statistics, Jeff and Nick, is that more women think of suicide, but more men end up dying of suicide.
Maybe also men should just talk directly to the person who's causing the mental health. Before you take it outside, say, wife, sit down. I said sit down.
Yes.
So, then you, because sometimes I feel is it okay to just confront before you take it out there? Talk to the person who's bringing it, because if you take it out I take it out to Jeff and then I go back to the same person.
Yes.
You've taken 2 steps forward but 3 backwards.
But you see, Nick, as you take it to the person who is causing it, which is okay, have a conversation with that person. But sometimes because of even the anger that you are carrying, you end up even not having a constructive conversation. So it becomes even another source of your distress, because then it becomes a fighting match with the person that has caused that. So sometimes it's good just take your time out, go have some breather.
I thought you were going to say beers.
Yes.
I was like, I like this guy. But anyway.
Go have some breather, cool yourself down, come back, and then have that conversation when you are in check of your emotions, so that you don't have a conversation when you are full of anger. It won't go well. It won't go well. Yeah.
What other advice can you give? Because there's people listening to you for the first time and they don't know how to reach out. They don't know who to talk to. What do you tell them?
Yeah.
You know, what's the first step?
Yeah. I mean, the first step, like I've said, Jeff, is identify someone. I mean, there's always someone in our lives that we can just pick our call or just request to meet and talk to. That's the basic starting position. Okay, if you can't find that someone who you believe they will listen to you, then reach out to the professionals. You can reach out to doctors, you can reach out to psychologists, you can reach out to depending on what is the issue as well, because not every mental health condition requires a medical attention.
Right.
Some will just require what we call talk therapy. So reach out to a counselor, reach out to a therapist who will be able to give you that listening ear. What we do in therapy is just to listen. We listen more than we talk, by the way, in therapy. We give you an opportunity to share more than us talking to you. Because in you sharing what is happening in your life is one way of dealing with it. So, and that's why I'm encouraging that, I mean, don't remain silent. Don't die silently. There is hope. There's hope if you accept that you're not okay, and if you accept that you can reach out and be able to just share what you need to talk about. Because the more you keep it to yourself, the more destructive it becomes.
And what about to parents who say, you know what, if they see these signs in their children, it means I'm taking them straight to Madare.
Yeah.
What do you tell them?
Let's not be very quick to make a judgment or a conclusion that this is a mental health illness, because there's a difference between the mental health illness and, of course, the mental health wellness. Okay, so some of the signs would, of course, indicate that your child is not okay, but not necessarily mentally sick. So this parent should be able to also take the right procedure by finding out exactly what is happening to my child before you actually take, because you will rush someone there only to cause more harm. Only to cause more harm. And even the words that we loosely use on a day-to-day basis, I am depressed, you are stressed, and some of those words actually end up causing more harm, because you don't need to do a self-diagnosis. And that's how we are there to actually help you establish whether indeed you are depressed, stressed, anxious, or carrying any mental illness. But what people do is, they become friends of Google. So today they have experienced sadness, tomorrow they are crying, the next day they are irritable, and they conclude, I am depressed. That should not be the case.
People who are obsessed with social media.
Yes.
And they're looking for likes. They're looking for,
you need to have validation.
But
when you post, you need to have 1,000 likes instantly.
Minimum.
Yes.
And if you don't, you get depressed.
Their level of self-awareness is not up to date. I think those people need to be more aware of themselves, because in as much as you are seeking that publicity and validation and acceptance, which is okay, because one of the pillars of mental health is social health. And under social health, of course, then is the need for us to connect socially. But then that should not define us. I mean, that acceptance should not really define us. I mean, it's okay to be loved. It's okay to be accepted, because then it helps us nourish our mental wellness. But it's also okay not to get that validation, but still accept yourself and actually have more information about who you are than what people will tell you who you are.
Mental Health Awareness Month, what's it been like? Have you had a good response?
Quite a successful month. Still 2-3 days to go come to the end of this awareness month. But we always say that, I mean, it's a month that we observe mental health, but encouraging other people not just to, be observant of May, but throughout the period. But yes, we have had very good response, both from organizations, both from individuals. We have had people coming up and sharing their testimonies. I mean, just how mental health and especially therapy has supported them in dealing with their sicknesses, in dealing with their financial issues, in dealing with their work-related issues. I'm happy to note that organizations are embracing mental wellness, which is a good thing, because
including ours here, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, wow, awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right?
Awesome.
Few sessions.
Oh, nice. Awesome. Keep it up. I mean, keep doing those those sessions, because then you guys in media also, I imagine what you go through. Many things.
Sometimes also people are encouraged to take up, exercises. But if you talk to someone and he's like, "Me nipiga exercise na mi bado nikimaliza exercise bado sina do." Maybe you can you can highlight the impact of exercising.
Just do exercises that are body friendly. Okay. In fact, if you can afford 150 minutes every week for exercise, that is recommended for us to keep to terms with our mental wellness. That is about 20-25 minutes every day, which I imagine that if you are committed to it, you can keep to the routine, so that then it helps you to be able to deal with your mental wellness.
It is feel good hormones.
Yes,
that's the background of exercise.
It does. Your dopamine levels go up. So
you can tell I did. My last degree was in psychology and
mental health. And you're still suffering.
Everyone has to be, but also sometimes I tell guys, having an imbalance in mental health is something that you have to pass through in life. It's there's no escaping it. So it's just picking yourself up at some point. Right back at you, bro.
And is there any medicinal help?
Yes, yes, and especially if you're diagnosed clinically of either severe depression, severe anxiety, or illnesses like schizophrenia, those will be clinically treated. And that's where now the psychiatrists come in place, the doctors come in place to be able to administer the treatment for various conditions that have been diagnosed clinically.
Do you do that at Amani?
No, we don't do that, but we work with a number of psychiatrists. So we do referral mainly. We can only go up to the extent of assessment. Then once we ascertain that this case requires a medical attention or a psychiatry attention, we do referral.
So overall, is mental health issues on the rise in Kenya?
I mean, we are coming from seasons. We have come from COVID, where really the entire world was devastated with it. Then as a country, after COVID, we came into a cycle of elections. After elections, we are where we are at now. Just recently, we had, floods, and we saw what was happening. All these cases are contributing towards, the rise of mental, wellness in our country. So it's sometimes about what is happening around us that would inform even the cases that we receive on a day-to-day basis. So yes, I mean, the period has not been very friendly, I have to be very honest, because coming from those very major incidences, people are struggling.
You know, the police force are also severely affected by mental health issues. You know, the things they have to see or witness or have to deal with every day. And I don't know, have you, as Amani Counselling, because I hear Amani Counselling a lot, have you reached out to the government, see how you can help them?
Yes, we have trained a number of their police officers in counselling, and we are also offering support, mental health support through therapy to these guys. So yes, that is one population that really we are working closely with.
Roughly how much is a session so that someone can say, let me go and try, and then once they're there, then they realize the benefit of...
Yes, so again, we handle case by case, and some of the cases, even by the way, we offer at no cost, depending on the case and the person. But as a corporate entity, we charge 3,000 per session when you visit us. But like I've said, it's always on a need-to-need, case by case. We do our evaluation and be able to see how can we support this person.
Unasema this one will charge 67,500.
No. Our corporate rate standard, I've given you already. So we will not go beyond that. I mean, we charge 3,000 per session. But like I've said, there are those who cannot afford that. It should not be a reason why they should not seek therapy from us.
Yeah, but that's what Nick spends on one round at his local. So
you're paying a therapy kivyake, bro. So where can one? Where's the near? I think there's one on Bagathi Way.
Yes, we are along Bagathi Road, currently Raila Odinga Way.
Just repeat that name again, please.
Raila Odinga Way.
Okay.
It's a name close to your heart.
Yes.
Is it helping you deal with your mental health?
Yes, it is helping me very much. Just hearing his name.
Yes, Nick, opposite Jonathan Cloak. That is where our head office is. But we also have other regional offices. We have an office in town along Tomboya Street, Mwalimu National Circle building. We are located in Nyeri. We are located in Kisumu. We are located in Mombasa, Siaya, and Gunja. But our presence is all over. We work outside our physical presence, because then we target everyone and even across the borders. Yeah.
And if people want to get in touch, how do they do that?
Get in touch through our website. You can actually go to our website, Amani Counselling Center and Training Institute. You get our official lines. Just give us a call and we'll be able to assist you as well. Get to our Facebook page. Get to our Instagram page, Amani Counselling Center and Training Institute. You'll be able to get us there as well.